Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge having a big decision to make. While Ridge embarked on a lunch date with Taylor at Il Giardino, he no way anticipated her to ask him to marry her, but Taylor can be full of surprises. Ridge allowed that they were going along fine as they were living in sin in his father's unethical house, but now he knows that Taylor surely wants further. Despite his moping passions for Brooke, Ridge has pledged not to break Taylor's heart this time around, but he's not relatively sure he's ready for marriage again. After everything, he was just engaged to Brooke about 3 months ago after getting a quick dissolution and nearly marrying Taylor 3 times agone. At least Taylor has that going for her when she pops the question. Ridge seems to feel compelled to stay with her, but is he ready for marriage? Taylor wants to feel secure in their relationship, and this may be the only way to do it. While Ridge gives Taylor an answer, Katie has a thing or two to say to Brooke about her man situation. While Katie had been Team Ridge for times, she can see the risk all of that back and forth has taken on her family. To that end, she has some advice for Brooke, allowing that Nick might be her stylish bet now. Steffi and John Finn stay with bated breath to find out if Will's plan works. He lures Luna to Forrester Creations and tells her that he ditched Electra. Luna falls for it, but will she be wisecracked for long, or is Will about to get himself in further trouble than he ever imagined? Katie hoped that Brooke was detracted by studies of a certain seaman, but Brooke was stuck on Ridge, not Nick. Katie bothered that effects might be different this time with Ridge, but Brooke still had faith that he'd ultimately leave Taylor and come back to her. At Il Giardino on Tuesday's B&B occasion, Nick covertly heated in on Taylor's discussion with Ridge from a near table. Taylor kept talking about the future and where effects were going, so Ridge bothered this was about his response to Nick smelling around Brooke. Although Taylor admitted she was a bit thrown by Ridge's jest, she brought the focus back to their own relationship and how important of a commitment Ridge was willing to make. Taylor suggested that she woke up this morning at peace next to Ridge, so she was visioning their future as hubby and woman. After Taylor asked Ridge to marry her, he looked like he was trying to hide how uncomfortable he was. Nick, on the other hand, looked amused over this offer as he continued wiretapping. At Luna's apartment, Sheila offered to help her granddaughter pack up her things, but Luna was adamant about sticking around Los Angeles. Sheila refocused out that she loved Finn enough to stay down from him and let his happiness be enough. It was harder for Luna, but she claimed she'd been staying down from everyone except Will. Luna texted Will and gushed to Sheila about how hot he was. After Sheila congratulated Luna on her origami, Luna claimed she'd been using it as a distraction from Finn. Luna was hoping for a better distraction and suggested about demanding commodity really good to look forward to, so Sheila knew she meant Will. Finn and Steffi gave Will and Electra updates on the beefed-up security since they'd been spending further time with the kiddies. Chief Bradley showed up at Finn's request and wished he'd better news. Luna's record had been wiped clean due to the amnesty, so there was no way to put her back in captivity without any new crimes. Finn wondered if perhaps they could prove Luna's vicious intent towards Steffi, but Steffi allowed. Luna was too smart to admit it to anyone in that room. After Luna texted Will a selfie, he got an idea and allowed. Perhaps he could blandish a concession out of her. Steffi was doubtful and had enterprises along with Finn, but Electra said Luna was obsessed with Will. Will assured everyone that his plan would work and suggested he could wear a line, so Baker agreed to see about getting a leave and setting it all up. In response to Luna's selfie, Will texted about wanting to see her tattoo in person and prevaricated about breaking up with Electra. Luna was rapturous as she filled Sheila in on Will's desire to visit her. Back with Will, he was confident he could get Luna talking and that she'd admit she was out to get Steffi. Once Luna texted her address, Will said they were in. After Finn and Steffi pushed Will to be careful, he claimed they wouldn't have to worry about Luna presently. Formerly his plan worked. Will's plot will eventually go off the rails, so don't miss all the excitement. Hope reeling from the sight of seeing her nut, Carter, participating in intimate kiss with incense nut Daphne Rose. Carter is virtually writhing as Hope reveals to him that she bore substantiation to the smooch. Her face barred with gashes, Hope tells Carter in a warning tone, "I saw everything." Carter flinches. Next, we see Hope defying the other woman in the script about the moves she's been making on Hope's man. "You aren't going to make another play for him," Hope hisses at Daphne, getting right up in her face. Daphne looks just as uncomfortable as Carter did. Luna and Finn are also shown continuing the life-changing discussion they began last week, and it's apex for Luna to eventually find out, for sure, that the man she believes is her kinsman is actually an important near-domestic relation. With difficulty, Finn rips off the proverbial girth, "I'm your father, Luna." Luna rolls, clearly from shock, but is she also floored? After all, as much as she asked to know the identity of her pater, she surely was awaiting it to be Finn. After Finn comes clean with Luna, he heads home to his woman, Steffi. Mrs. Finnegan has been distraught ever since Finn confessed to her last week that his long-ago fling with his consanguineous aunt, Poppy, produced Luna, the veritably woman who tried to kill her. Blubbing, Steffi cautions her hubby about Luna. "She's broken, Finn." Steffi wails. Finn counters calmly, "She's my son." "But you know who is Aunt Com?" Steffi. Flying into a rage, Steffi reminds Finn, "She's Aunt your sweet little girl." Steffi learns the verity about Luna's maternity. Remy puts two and two together about who Luna is. Steffi and Finn's world is upside down while Cleric advises Sheila against snooping or getting hung up with Finn and Hayes again. Ridge is agitated to recapture his company as the Forrester fragrance line launches. Daphne uses Carter's guilt to her advantage, a frustrated Finn demands an explanation, and Steffi's news Jules Taylor. Bill's dismal love life has taken a turn for the better since he reconnected with long-ago fling Poppy. This week, Bill and Poppy take the coming step forward in their revivified love and head to the bedroom at the Sandhouse. They're gonna get down to business. Bill's portrayer. They do'n't actually have the sequestration they suppose they do. That's because another brace of lovebirds, RJ and Luna, are also getting romantic also at the Sandhouse. They believe that they're alone in the house, obviously, Diamant explains. And also Poppy hears Commodity out in the living room and she's like, "Stay, that's my son." Bill is like, "Get outta then, nothing's out there." But lo and behold, she was right. Her reservations are vindicated via a textbook from Wyatt, who reveals that he's rented the property to RJ. Bill check with Wyatt and gets evidence from Wyatt and Bill's like, "Ah, great." The consummation that her son is in the coming room spoils the mood for Poppy. "Poor Bill," sighs Diamant. "I mean, I don't know what he's been doing off camera, but if we just stick with what's been on camera, it's been a long time. Let's not forget that this Joe was introduced to the show as the ultimate Lothario, the ultimate billionaire glutton. Actually, I don't indeed suppose Bill indeed watched. Cinch that door. Let 'em hear it." Poppy is much further crack up about it than Bill. But Bill capitulates when Poppy insists that they've to make themselves scarce. Bill is like, "Oh, okay, let's go." "Fine, let's get out of then." So, Bill and Poppy scramble to sneak out and escape discovery by Luna and RJ. "It's veritably funny," says Diamant of how the scene unfolds. "It's fascinating and sweet." Though Bill and Poppy succeed in exiting the house without drawing attention to themselves, they're unfit to make a clean flight when Luna looks out the window and spots them on the grounds. When the four characters come face to face, reports, "It's not egregious, clearly, what was passing." Poppy is more uncomfortable than Bill. He's uncomfortable for her, because she doesn't want her son to know, but what does he really watch? But he's suitable to kind of play it off and gives an reason. "Yeah, I was just showing her around, showing her the house, it's so beautiful and I allowed. She'd like to see it. They don't know that we were inside the house. So, it's a bit awkward, but not terrible." Once Bill and Poppy are alone again after having successfully veered dubitation, he makes it clear that he's eager for a rain check. 100%, chuckles Bill. He's veritably into her. He feels everything that he felt all those times agone. When he met Poppy at a music jubilee and was incontinently smitten, and he's just absolutely thrilled that she has walked back into his life. Bill is likewise pleased to see his character with a new vim in his step courtesy of Poppy. Bill's been in such a shut-down place, he observes. With the Katie thing falling piecemeal and his deceived attempts with Brooke and also Katie at the same time, he was just not in a good place. And this is kind of an awakening for him.